Hey, what is up, everybody? Welcome back to another week, another day of AL Live. Thank you so much for taking the time to join us, especially with everything that has gone on in our country for the past week and things that are going to continue to happen both within our own community and all the communities that you are involved in. We want all of you to know that during this time and every time that the world is going to throw at us, we are with you. We are for you. We are for this community and all others. If you are joining us right now, please go ahead and introduce yourself. Let us know where you're tuning in from in the comments. Don't forget throughout this whole conversation, if you have any question for Joey Kelly, who I'll introduce here in a second, throw it into the comments. We would love to answer it here live. If we do not get to your question during this hour of AL Live, I promise you we're going to pull those questions that we don't get to and send you a direct message to answer it. And it might even be a part of the conversations that we continue to have around this topic on our social media channels, on Instagram, on Twitter, on LinkedIn, and right here in our Align Online Facebook group. So again, don't forget to introduce yourself. A question we would love for all of you tuning in to answer as we get this going is, if you could be on any reality TV show, which one would it be? Because Joey Kelly has been on not one, but two reality TV shows and was actually almost a contestant on The Bachelorette. We'll let him tell that story when we bring him on here in a second. I think if I could be on any of it, it would definitely be American Gladiator, or not American Gladiator, American Ninja Warrior. That's what it is. It would be so much fun to at least give it a shot, to get to Ninja Mountain and be a Ninja Warrior. I'm sure that I would probably fall within the first 5 seconds, but in my own head, I have at least some confidence I could get in there a little bit. So throw it in the comments. Let us know what reality TV show you would want to be a part of. Today, we are, like I said, talking to Joey Kelly. He is the little brother of Allie Kelly Davidson, the founder of Camp Gladiator, and he is a trainer for Camp Gladiator with a pretty impressive following, has a great resume, and more than that, he is such a wonderful, kind, joyful person. I've had the pleasure of knowing him for the past couple of years, and he has been nothing but an incredible influence and a light on the path to follow. So with that, I'm going to welcome on almost former contestant on The Bachelorette, Joey Kelly. Welcome to AL Live, dude.
Hey, thanks so much for having me. Excited to be here.
Of course, as I've already alluded to, we're going to get to some deeper stuff and talk about your role in Camp Gladiator, y'all's purpose, the community y'all built here in a second. But first and foremost, The Bachelorette. You were almost on it. Tell us that story. Why were you not on it? What made you apply for it in the first place? What made you pull out of competition?
Oh man, what a great place to start. The right place to start. Bachelorette.
The exact right place.
So maybe I'm a fan of the show. You know, haters are going to hate, but I watch it. You know, where else am I supposed to learn about love?
Exactly.
That's always been my thought. But I fell in love with this girl, Desiree, who she was going to be the Bachelorette. So like I applied and I was feeling great about it. And then I didn't get a call back for a long time, or don't know what that was about. But then like, I don't know, 8 or 10 months later, I finally get a call back. They're like, hey, we want you to be on the show. And I'm like, they wanted to fly out to Austin to meet me and like,
oh, wow,
interview. And I was like, is this for Desiree season? They're like, oh no, we already filmed that season. It's for the upcoming season. And I'm like, well, who's the Bachelorette? And they're like, oh, we don't know yet. We cast the contestants first. So I didn't even know who the Bachelorette was going to be. And I was like, you know what? I don't think I'm comfortable with this. I don't want to make out with some random girl on TV for the world to see. So I chickened out. Probably one of the bigger mistakes of my life.
Okay.
I could have just done it, you know, and gone for the little Instagram fame, you know?
You could have gotten that, but I will say it looks like you got something a little bit better than Instagram fame, because you did meet your now wife a little bit after that. Y'all been married for 6 months now?
Yeah, I mean, several years after that, but yeah, just got married.
Several years.
So it did work out for me. So happily married for 6 months now. Shout out to Kate Kelly. Love you, baby.
Heck yeah, that is awesome. And just want to plug this as well. you were on, was it Spartan Race or Ultimate Spartan on NBC, and you tore your shoulder out of place on one episode. Is that true?
Yeah. So that's kind of a theme in our family as we try out for reality TV shows and game shows, and that's honestly how Camp Gladiator started. My sister won American Gladiators.
Yeah.
Used her 5 seconds of fame to start Camp Gladiator, and we'll talk more about that in a second, I'm sure. But yeah, Spartan Race Ultimate Team Challenge. It's the same producers as Ninja Warrior. It came on right after Ninja Warrior. It was on for 2 seasons. We were on the second season. We were doing great in the second round, tore my labrum. My shoulder popped out of socket and just kind of put it back in. And it's an obstacle course show. If you're familiar with Spartan races, there's 15 obstacles. Toward on the third one, we fought through it. It popped in and out a handful of times, but we won that round. I had to get a substitute. The producers made me sub out for the following rounds, and we got second place out of 20 teams. So it came up this short for $250,000. So that was a bummer, but still truly the best experience with my family and friends.
Selfishly, I have to ask, was there anything for second place, or was it $250,000 or
Man, there was nothing for second place. So that was a big bummer. But you know what? I don't even know if second place deserves anything.
You're right.
I wish it did for me and my family, but hey, better luck next time. But we did win one other show. So I think you might be.
Family Feud was the one y'all won. Is that correct?
Family Feud. So yeah, me and Steve Harvey. Yeah, we're tight. You could say me and Steve Harvey are tight.
Gotcha.
Yeah, we were on 3 episodes of Family Feud. Me and my sister won the fast money in the first episode. So that was $25,000, but then you divide it 5 ways. You take out taxes, and then it's like $30.
Gotcha.
So
gotcha. So are you saying when your book comes out in the future about how to get on a game show with Joey Kelly, is there going to be a chapter on the realities of taxes and splitting your prize money?
Yeah.
Okay.
They need to know up front. People need to know up front that it's like 40% game show tax. That's
insane.
Yep.
Man, that's crazy. And just another quick side note, this might tell you a little bit about who Joey is and honestly how tough he is. I watched the episode where he tore his shoulder, and that sounds pretty gruesome and painful, but in the episode you see him jump and his shoulder jolts a little bit, and you just hear an audio of him going, "I think I tore my shoulder." And they just keep going. So just shows how tough you are, man. Well, hey, I want to go ahead and get right to our conversation and dive in a little bit. You are a Camp Gladiator trainer. Is that the right way to say that? Is it you're a trainer for Camp Gladiator, or you're a Camp Gladiator trainer?
You know what? Let's I'm gonna say either one. Either one.
All right.
The one thing I get picky on is I don't run classes, I run workouts.
You run workouts. That is right. Well, and Camp Gladiator has such a vibrant culture. You can't go a lot of places anymore and say Camp CG and not hear what or pretty much anywhere you are. Like, you can be in Denver, you can be in Raleigh, North Carolina. If you say CG, someone's probably going to know what to say next. And you have gotten to be a part of building that culture really from the beginning. So just what was the genesis of Camp Gladiator, and then where did you come in to start being a part of building this culture of unification, of getting out and being active?
Yeah, sure thing. So, man, I'm gonna take it way far back. So my sister Allie Davidson started Camp Gladiator 11 years ago, about 11 and a half now, I suppose. Fun fact, she was on American Gladiator. She won the whole tournament. She dominated end to end. She used her 5 seconds of fame to start Camp Gladiator, but her original idea was to start a Christian summer sports camp. But the finale of the show aired in August, so it was too late to launch a kids camp. So as a consolation prize, she's like, you know what, I guess I'll start a boot camp business and try to capitalize on that. She never thought it would become what it has become. But yeah, we're in 20 different cities now. We have 1,100 trainers, over 100,000 CG Bold campers is what we call our participants. And yeah, so it's almost like it's a summer camp spirit, almost brought out to parking lots and parks and schools and churches all over these cities, trying to make fitness fun for everyone, but it's still a killer workout for all ability levels. And it's just cool to bring people from the neighborhood to the middle school in your neighborhood. And we make it work for everyone. So where we got grandmas working out next to former college athletes. So truly for anyone and everyone. So if anyone hasn't given it a shot yet, what's the holdup? Make it a lot of fun. And I'm a little bit more, probably a little crazier on the trainer's side of like doing a couple chants here and there. But definitely it's not a military style kind of boot camp. A tough killer workout for sure, but we make it enjoyable for everyone.
That's awesome. And so your sister Allie, as you said, started, and part of it being this intention, this purpose of bringing out that summer camp spirit, this fun, lively, enjoyable experience, but still getting a good workout, still creating an active lifestyle that's accessible for people of all walks of life, social classes, ages, gender, whatever it is. Where did you become involved in the process? Did you start working at CG Arena when they had that open? Did you immediately become a trainer? Where did you become attracted to the purpose and start to insert yourself into it?
Sure. A couple of other ways to think about Camp Gladiator is PE for adults. And anyone like we all grew up, a lot of us grew up, I shouldn't say we all, a lot of us grew up playing team sports. So it kind of brings that like camaraderie back to working out for sure as well. But yeah, I fell in love with fitness in college. I have a finance degree from Texas A&M. Whoop, we got any Aggies in the house? Yeah, I know my man Gunnar here is an Aggie. But yeah, didn't know what I was going to do with it. I always wanted to be an entrepreneur. And then I fell in love with fitness, and then I saw my sisters doing this thing, Camp Gladiator, and it's just like a rocket ship. And it was like, man, I got to get on this rocket ship. I can't miss out. And she happened to be with her husband, Jeff Davidson, my brother-in-law. They were launching a gym, and they were calling it CG Arena, Camp Gladiator Arena. Here in North Austin, they needed some headquarters space. They were doing 30 headquarters employees out of their house. They were like practically working. I remember setting up a desk in the master closet back in the day when she made me intern. So that's a silly story. We called it the Hoffice, the home office. We needed some office space, so we put an office on the second floor of this big building in North Austin, and launched CG Arena, our gym that specialized in group fitness, everything from circuit training to boxing to yoga to cycling, and it had a weight room. So I helped launch our gym, CG Arena, and was kind of one of the sales manager guys, and helped get it from nothing to like 1,200 members. About a year and a half. Yeah.
That's crazy. And so you did that, and then you stepped into being a trainer, doing the adult PE camps for, like you said, lack of a better term. When did you begin to do that? And as you've built your own, I almost view it as every single trainer with CG has their own little community within this bigger community. Totally. And so how did you even take your own personal purpose and use that to inform how you've built a community as a CG trainer?
Yeah, you got it. So was at CG Arena managing for about 3.5 years. And honestly, I'm at a desk for 50, 60 hours a week, and it's almost like I'm just like peeking outside and seeing everything that's going on. We have these trainer academies. We have waves of trainers coming through, getting like essentially CG certified to go boot camp, CG boot camps in their respective cities. And I was helping put on these events for these trainers. And I just saw how amazing the opportunity was. And I was like, man, I can't just be at a desk all day, every day. I want to be on the hands-on side of fitness. So I kind of took the leap of faith, and you start from scratch. We started a company built by trainers, for trainers. And in those first couple of years, you really have to hustle. It's just building up kind of a client or camper base. To grow your own little business, and you're knocking on doors and striking partnerships where you can, and really hustling to be successful.
Gotcha. And was there any point in that grind or that hustle that you thought, maybe this isn't it? Or was it even maybe because of the purpose that Camp Gladiator has that you're able to keep knocking on doors, keep seeking those rare partnerships?
Yeah. So not to get too cheesy, but yeah, CG's mission is to positively impact the physical fitness and ultimately the lives of as many people as possible. And I'm down with that. And yeah, there was no turning back. I didn't look back 1 second. I got to be in the great outdoors. Obviously, that's like a big part of CG. Is we think fitness is awesome when you're not cooped up in a little box. But go experience God's creation and get in these beautiful parks that our cities have, or partner with the schools and churches and with the teachers of those schools, and be right in the community. So I was lucky enough to, and I worked hard to have some success, and honestly, never looked back. It's been a wild ride, but super fun, and I wouldn't change it.
That's awesome. And then, man, I have so many questions on a personal level, as usual. We're going to get some questions in the comments here in a minute as well. That does make me think you also were, at the beginning at least, working with Camp Gladiator Victory as well, right? Because as you said, Allie had this dream and this vision of owning and running a summer camp because of great experiences that she had at a summer camp. So y'all did eventually get to start CG Victory. You've been a part of that. It has its own purpose and own mission. Can you tell us a little bit about starting that and being a part of the process of building Camp Gladiator Victory as well?
Yeah, you got it. So probably kind of confusing. CG Arena, the gym, I helped launch that. Camp Gladiator, the boot camps, I've been doing those for coming up on 5 years now. And then there's CG Victory. It's our nonprofit sports camp, and it's in its 11th summer as well. So we started that 11 years ago. Yeah, Allie was the first director. I was a sophomore in college. I was there since the beginning, since inception. And Allie kind of reached out to one of her friends in like March, and she was like, "Hey, I've been having my time filled with all these things with CG boot camps, but I want to run a summer camp as well." So she hired this girl, Maria Sycama, and I essentially recruited 8 other Aggie friends to come be the counselors that first year. So we had 10 counselors, 70 kids. Most of those kids were out there for free that first summer, but just 1 week of camp. And then we added 2 weeks, and then we were at 8 weeks. And then now currently, to kind of just fast forward, we're doing 3 cities, Dallas, Austin, and Houston, with pretty much full slates. Half day camps for 3rd through 8th graders. And now we're doing 3 weeks of overnight camp for high school students. So we're impacting kids as young as 2nd and 3rd graders through seniors in high school. And we worked with, just this past summer, 2,500 kids. So it's really been cool to see its trajectory, and I was a director there in the mix there for 9 years. So big part of my story for sure. I have taken a step back to focus on the boot camp training and go all in on that one thing. But now I'm on the board of CG Victory, and it has a special place in my heart. So I'm not really going to go anywhere. I'll always be a little involved.
Yeah, that's awesome. And I actually had the pleasure as well of doing a couple of summer camp sessions for you guys. That was 2 summers ago, and it was such a great experience, especially just being a part of y'all's mission with the camps, which is to live, laugh, and love adventurously. And again, that's why we asked you to be on today, as we've had this conversation of your growth and your journey with CG and with CG Victory. Both have a mission and both have a purpose. They were founded upon mission and purpose. And really, since February, a lot of things in our world have been shaken up, but it's been so incredible to see both Camp Gladiator with the boot camps, but also CG Victory move forward and, honestly, in my opinion, lead the pack when it comes to still creating experiences and a vibrant culture for people to be a part of. And so can you tell us a little bit about, being involved in that and seeing how, let's start with the boot camp. So just with Camp Gladiator as a whole, how you guys have maybe even leveraged your purpose as a company and as people to still provide boot camps for y'all's clients. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, sure. So of course, again, the mission to positively impact the physical fitness and ultimately the lives of as many people as possible. And our vision is to be everywhere there's people and to offer training at affordable prices. So we do want to do global expansion one day. And we're kind of able to do that now because we were able to make this virtual pivot. Honestly, maybe a little TMI, but we were just like small enough to like pull it off. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
we were in a position where this was in like our 3 to 4 year game plan was to offer virtual workouts. And we were kind of forced into a position with COVID to kind of pull it out of our butts in about 10 because obviously our people want to keep training, keep up the
Mm-hmm.
momentum with their workouts and all of that. So we rolled out this massive partnership with Zoom. Everyone in the world knows what Zoom is at this point and been on too many Zoom calls for their own good. But yeah, we have this awesome partnership with them. So we get to keep that interactive feel in our training where it's not just an on demand kind of workout
Mm-hmm.
style where you just click on videos and no one knows your name or no one sees you, but I can still see my 30 people's form and check in on them and make sure they're not going to hurt themselves. And I get to interact with them, talk to them before and after the workout. So it's still the group workout with the personal touch done from the safety of their home. So with 1,100 trainers doing that, we're creating like about, I think, 10, 12,000 workouts a week.
Oh my
And we
gosh.
are able, Zoom has, we have unlimited recording in iCloud space or cloud
Mm-hmm.
space with Zoom. So we are making the library as well. So yeah, what we're offering is pretty unique as far as the interactive group workouts virtually with just a crazy amount of options, hundreds every single day.
That's awesome. And I mean, even in that experience, you mentioned a second ago how when you first became a CG trainer, it was a grind, it was a hustle, but you were about the mission. And that's part of what motivated you to keep moving forward. Was it a bit of the same experience going virtual as well, as far as just a lot of the unknowns that the pandemic presented, especially at the beginning when it was, are people going to lose their jobs? Are we going to be able to remain a company? What is my life going to look like? Was clinging to the mission a part of how y'all were able to say, hey, 10 to 15 minutes, let's pull it out of our butt, so to speak, but it's obviously worked out. Was it a bit of the same experience to grind that out?
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, it's kind of scary being in the service industry, with
Mm-hmm.
COVID, and what we do is pretty hands-on. And we've seen kind of the service industry and waitresses and I don't even know, massage therapists really see like their businesses crumble in front of them. Or honestly, I'm not trying to rag on anyone, but other trainers at these big box gyms, these gyms just shut down and fired all their trainers or furloughed them like indefinitely. And
Mm-hmm.
some of these gyms aren't open. So we're very thankful, very blessed to get to do this super quick virtual
Mm-hmm.
pivot. And if we're true to our mission, let's be real, like virtual is like, that's easy to scale. It's like the
Yeah.
most scalable thing we do. I'll never forget, I did a Facebook Live workout. We were doing a handful of Facebook Live workouts there at the beginning. And I had people from 30 different states and like 12 different countries like represented in that workout. They're letting us know where they're from. And in my Zoom workouts alone, I've seen people from 8 different states and 3 countries
Mm-hmm.
in one workout. So I would never have the opportunity to normally be able to do that. But yeah, with Zoom, I'm going virtual. It's given us that opportunity. So, obstacles are just opportunities at the end of the day. And it's important to kind of have that mindset when you
Mm-hmm.
so what you would potentially view as like a roadblock. Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely. I definitely, we talk a lot, even on our team and with alignment leadership, about, if we didn't have a purpose, every obstacle would just seem like it was going to make us crumble, or every moment of choppy waters would seem like it was going to sink the ship. But because we have a purpose, we're confident we're not just going to stay afloat, but we're going to navigate easily the choppy waters that are ahead. And it's so cool to hear you talk about how with Camp Gladiator, y'all been able to do that. And then summer camps, as far as last time we talked, are still a go, right? I mean, while a lot of camps have unfortunately had to shut down for this or that reason, y'all been able to stay true to your purpose with CG Victory and still have and host camps for kids that both want it and need it. So, what was it like to see that happen as well?
Yeah, again, with that, had to do that virtual pivot, and we did some beta test groups in the spring or in mid-April. We made a program, Game Time, so I got to help come up with that content, and people loved it. They loved it. The kids are great with technology, and they can figure it out, and they were having a blast, and we kind of were taking the place of PE and getting kids out of their parents' hair for an hour a day, which I know a lot of the parents really appreciated. So yeah, that's been a blast. It's been a wild ride. We're fully virtual the month of June, but we do have some in-person camps in July. So, or at least those are, I guess, still a little TBD. I guess we have to see how everything goes and what the government's going to allow and all of that. But yeah, we're planning on doing in-person camps in July still.
Dang, that's awesome. Well, sweet, dude. I've loved talking about that. I'm going to dive in. We actually have a decent amount of questions in the comments. So I'm going to go through these, ask you a couple of those, and then we will give a little bit of a plug for the fundraiser that you guys have throughout the year that I know you just wrapped up, but we want to give you one more chance to raise a little bit of money for CG Victory to help send kids to experience camp. It's such a wonderful experience. So let's see here. What do we got in the comments? So Zach asks, getting your degree in finance, how did you dodge just being stuck in the office, being the finance guy? So I guess looks like the question was answered a little bit, but maybe dive into a little bit more. You got this degree in finance, but you just felt that your purpose wasn't really fully aligned with it. So what was it like to step out and be a trainer and not a finance guy?
Yeah, sure. I want to first of all say, if you see me turn my head, I'm trying to get my head right and everything's reversed. So anyone watching is like, why does he keep doing like this action with his head? I'm just trying to actually make my head straight.
Yeah.
Kind of I'm in backwards world using StreamYard, but hey, I'm trying to get the hang of it. But yeah, to answer the question, I got this finance degree. I knew I wanted to be an entrepreneur, and I did a couple of finance internships where you're in full business professional at a desk, was doing the whole cubicle thing. And it's just like, man, this is really not for me. I feel very cooped up. Don't think this is what is ultimately going to be my path. So I just was falling in love with fitness and seeing what my sister Allie was doing with Camp Gladiator, and got that job as a sales manager and had a blast. I'm kind of like, my personality is I'm like the spark that starts things. So I sparked and started CG Victory and then CG Arena. And then I got to, with being a boot camp trainer, we're independent owner operators. So we're fully responsible for growing our own business. It's the most entrepreneur opportunity there is in kind of the CG world. And so it was right up my alley. So I had to take a risk and leave the comfort and security and safety of a steady job at CG Arena and made the leap, and so glad I did.
That's awesome. And then another question that I saw that I really am interested to know myself as well. We talk a lot about community here at Alignment Leadership. The whole reason we have Align Online is so we could take the communities we had already developed in our in-person consulting with our owner Chris's relationships we had already built, and we didn't want to lose that. So if we're centered around community, we had to find a way to maintain that. So we moved to Facebook while we work on creating an online platform to continue growing that. So we talk a lot about community, and somebody asked, how do you keep culture consistent at all the camps or the boot camps with so many different trainers? So how do you guys as Camp Gladiator, for what it seems like for the most part, maintain a very consistent culture with so many different trainers with so many different backgrounds involved?
Yeah, good question. Unique question. We do have a couple of big company events every year. In December, we have what we call next, like what's coming next in that following year. And then we have Summit halfway through the year, where we bring all the trainers across the nation. Again, we're in 20 cities, 8 states. They all come to Austin, Texas for like an in-depth training. And we just go over our core values in like the 10 tenets of a CG workout. We're always trying to be fun, positive, and encouraging. We're constantly learning from each other. There's for sure Facebook groups where we're getting sharper and sharper, and as iron sharpens iron, so one man sharpens another. I'm not trying to quote all this scripture. It's just happening. But yeah, we glean a lot off of each other. We learn what works and what doesn't. And we're trying to be just very involved with our campers' lives and do 5Ks together and mud runs, and we do happy hours, invite them over to our house for brunch, you name it. We're doing everything we can, and we try to take on, it is like a CG personality, where it's just fun, positive, and encouraging are like 3 of the top words that come to mind, and people have bought in, and if they don't buy in, honestly, it doesn't really work for them. They're not a long-term fit, so we see those people kind of fizzle out, I feel like, pretty naturally.
I was going to say, do you think because of y'all's purpose as a company and the culture that y'all uphold as trainers, anyone who doesn't fully align with it or doesn't fully uphold it, it's not so much that y'all would, you can't fire them, I guess, because they are independent contractors, but do you think there's a reality that if someone doesn't align, the culture weeds them out in a way eventually anyway?
100%. It's cool. Y'all are called aligned leadership. Alignment is everything. It's like get on this boat. We're headed this direction. If you're kind of doing your own thing, or you're just out here to try to make a lot of money, it's not going to work for you ultimately. But if you can kind of follow suit and follow leadership that has the best for you, that they have your best in mind, and to positively impact the community, that's where we're going to all ultimately thrive together.
That's awesome. And do you think for any new trainers that come in, or even with the Camp Gladiator Victory, when you guys have a whole new group of college-age students coming in to be counselors every year? I mean, I kind of forgot the question as I was asking it. I apologize. What was I going to ask? Do you think it's the training that encourages people to fully buy in, or do you think it's more from the get-go people are bought in or people aren't?
Yeah, I think people are generally attracted to us from the beginning because of who we are. We actually see a lot of our campers are one of the greatest pools of people to even, we do some recruiting to recruit them to be the future trainers. Absolutely. And they see something in us, or they're in love with the culture and they want to be a part of it and create their own micro culture in their community or their neighborhood, their suburb, you name it. The training is for sure a big part of it too. And we just try to do life together as a training team, where we're constantly gleaning from each other, learning every single day kind of what's working for them to develop awesome community and leading great workouts.
That's awesome. Super interesting question from Ian that I'm about to ask, but I do need a shout out. Becky Laborde did say Victory is the best camp out there. So shout out to Becky. We both have worked with her kids, Micah and Kristen. So shout out to Becky Laborde. You want to tell her hi really quick?
What's up, Becky Laborde? Good to see you. So glad you're watching. Thanks for being here. Thanks for the shout out.
She is the best. She works here in the office with us, and she gives the absolute best hugs around. So shout out, Becky. Ian asked a really interesting question, one that I think is relevant even as we're moving out of the pandemic. I still think a lot of companies are going to be remote anyway. So this is a pretty interesting one just to look at right now. As a leader, being on the computer all day can be mentally exhausting. What keeps you motivated to keep at it for your clients?
Yeah, good question. Oh, man. At CG, we call our workouts 60 minutes of amazing. So 100%, it is a little bit of we're putting on a show to make it an awesome part of their day. We truly want to be the best part of people's day. We want CG to be the top 5 things people do in their whole life. Like for them to be so in love with their workouts and their trainer and their workout community. So we got to give them all we got. I think a big part of that is taking care of ourselves and making sure we're healthy, we're good, we're stable, we're getting our own workouts in. Kind of like you mentioned, or I think you asked me this before this, but you asked me, do I work out during me leading a workout? And the answer is no. And some days I lead 4 workouts a day. And it can be hard for CG trainers, to get their own workouts in. So super important to take care of ourselves so we can pour out to others well. And if we're not doing that, it probably shows a little bit when we lead these workouts.
For sure. And then the follow-up question that Ian had to that was, what do you do to motivate your clients to stay active when they also can just be mentally exhausting from the computer?
Yeah. So for them, and even for trainers, I wouldn't call a Zoom workout like computer time, because we do see people in their backyards, they're in their driveways. I always have my people go on a 2-minute run, 1 minute run out, 1 minute back to go get some fresh air, get out of the house. And they're not doing like a lot of typing, or they don't have to be all like close to the workout. We try to have it as a good setup so they can see the entire workout and what the exercises are looking like. But this is workout time, so we're trying to make it feel as much as like they're at the beautiful Mueller Lake Park for their workouts, even though they're in their garage or their driveway. So I would say it doesn't so much feel like computer time for folks.
Gotcha. That's awesome. And then Nick Hearn asks, what soft skills does the ideal CG trainer possess? And just to clarify that, with alignment leadership, a lot of the language we use is soft skills versus hard skills. So hard skills are you have the training certification, you are a strong person, you look like someone who would train somebody, right? But your soft skills are, do you have the heart? Do you have a personality that people gravitate to? Just in who you are, is that what would make you a CG trainer versus just these logistical things that really can make anyone a trainer? So what soft skills does the ideal CG trainer possess?
Yeah, good question. So I keep talking about the mission, but you got to be mission centric. If you're not about people and impacting their lives, it's just not going to work out. So like kind of along those lines, you just got to love people. So I would say you do have to be like a little outgoing for sure. You got to be able to talk to people at an event and connect well with others. So yeah, kind of in that same vein, just like very servant hearted. I feel like I'm always on and helping people with their fitness or nutrition goals, and it differs so much for every person. And honestly, people reach out kind of all times of day. So I probably need to think about some boundaries there, if I'm being honest. Thinking out loud with you guys. But at the same time, I love it. I love meeting people where they're at, talking nutrition and keeping them accountable. So maybe 1 or 2 more, just like kind of like you got to be like dedicated, consistent, and you got to work ridiculously hard. Building a CG business from scratch is not a hobby. We have people like, oh, that would be a cute thing that I could do just on the side, like to make some extra money. It's not a hobby, is what we tell people to scare them away from the CG opportunity. Yeah. We want people who are all in and ready to work their butt off, because building a business in fitness from scratch, even with the amazing CG platform, is for sure a major challenge.
Yeah, for sure. This is man, we have so many good questions. Again, anyone who's asked a question, if we don't get to it with Joey today in the live, we will make sure to pull those comments and send you a direct message with an answer to your question. And again, thank you to everyone who is joined today. Josh asked, he said, personally, I've always been super intrigued with CG from the outside looking in, the whole business model of CG seems built on this word community, a value for community, a concept of community. What does the word community mean to you, and how does it shape the way you lead?
Yeah. Good question. Community to me, I think I said this before. I love this phrase is just doing life together. So that means it's more than a workout. It's kind of one of our mottos at Camp Gladiator. In any good fitness business, CrossFit is amazing at this. They've created amazing community. We do life together. We're running these 5Ks and mud runs together. We're doing happy hours. I'm inviting them into my house. I have an actual relationship with them. They're not just a number by any means. So I have real relationships with these people, and I've been invited to weddings, and we're really involved in each other's lives. And then as far as the trainers go, we're all independent owner operators, right? We do have essentially regional sales managers, and then area, kind of a smaller region where we're meeting together constantly. And even though we're independent owner operators, we could go the lone wolf route. Most people who try that aren't as successful, but people who lean onto their team and even their trainer community, we see those people thrive so much more, because they're constantly learning, they're constantly being encouraged. We all screw up or fall or get down on ourselves, but having this trainer community to lift you up and help you pick your head up and keep your eyes on the vision and the mission, super helpful for any business owner or entrepreneur. So yeah, definitely, I think so important for anyone trying to accomplish anything, to bring people alongside them to help them reach that goal, keep them accountable and motivated.
That's awesome. And that's so awesome because, again, we talk a lot here at Alignment Leadership about if you try and bear the weight of your employees' decisions and their success on your shoulders, or try and make decisions in isolation, if you think leadership is doing everything on your own, you're gonna fail and you're gonna end up alone. Whereas if you live in authentic community with others, even when you fail, you're gonna fail forward. You're gonna have people around you who remind you who you are, who you want to be, and can come around you and remind you of that. So I love that. Even with other companies, people like you can point to the truth of that and the power of that. So we're getting pretty close to ending the hour. I do want to give you a chance to plug. I know you said it wrapped up a little bit, but talk about, we're seeing a lot in the world today about how we can give and donate to a bunch of different causes. And CG Victory has a really sweet fundraiser that you guys do throughout the year. So can you tell us a little bit about how we can get involved with CG Victory and help bring camp to kids? Because I know a lot of camps are a little bit less accessible to a pretty large chunk of kids, and that's one of the reasons I love CG Victories. Y'all are bringing camp to kids who have every bit of right and worth to experience camp the way that other kids do as well. So tell us a little bit about the burpee challenge, what you guys do to raise money to send kids to camp.
Yeah. So a little bit more about CG Victory. We were kind of one of the pioneers, I would say. I think that's fair to say, is we can put camp in a box, like a big trailer, and we can deliver it to communities. We partner with boys and girls clubs and organizations that really have their hand in the community. So we can take CG Victory all over Texas. And yeah, we are always raising funds for scholarships for kids from hard places to join us out at camp. These kids would normally never be able to experience CG Victory, or anyone can apply for a scholarship because having a summer camp experience is very meaningful and impactful. Anyone who's been a part of any kind of camp is I'm sure familiar. So yeah, scholarship funds that goes directly to getting these kids out to camp. So yeah, Burpees for Victory. All 1,100 trainers participated in this past week. And how it works is for every $4 donated, this is how we do most of our fundraising. For every $4 donated, a trainer will do one burpee. You can pick like the trainer and the drop down It's give.cgvictory.org. This honestly was a week-long campaign, and I was scheduled for last week. It didn't work out, but we're here this week. We're still, that give.cgvictory website is still up, still going, so people can still donate. You should be able to pick me in the drop-down Joey Kelly. No, it's just Y on the end of Kelly, no EY, people. I'm happy to do burpees to help get kids out to summer camp. It means a lot. Or the link is in my bio, in my Instagram, at Joey Kelly Trainer. And shameless plug, follow your boy. I've been told I'm a fun follow, so figure it out, at Joey Kelly Trainer.
I can attest to that. We did, everyone watching today, we did throw the link into the comments as well, give.cgvictory.org. Pick Joey. You already plugged yourself. I was going to say we can follow you on Instagram. Is it Joey Kelly Trainer or Joey the Trainer?
Joey Kelly Trainer.
Trainer. Gotcha. It is pretty fun content. I love getting to follow it. And just even, we were talking before we went live, how many burpees have you done already in this fundraiser?
Yeah, golly, about 330. So I reached my goal. I helped raise over $1,000, well over $1,000. But I'm happy to do some more.
Yeah. So I mean, if how many do you think you could do in 30 seconds?
Oh gosh, are we talking chest to ground or what?
We're talking chest to ground, a real actual burpee.
Oh brother, I'm gonna say I could probably do 15.
Okay, I will say I mean, even just right now in your living room, if you can do 15 burpees, we will donate that amount of money as alignment leadership to CG Victory. So you got 30 seconds.
Oh gosh.
Do you think you can do 15?
I'm in my guest bedroom right now. You guys can see me.
Oh, all right. Man. All right. We're going to start the clock here in a second. Give me a second.
I need people to cheer.
On. Yeah, everyone cheer Joey on in the comments. Let me get this clock out. All right. 30 seconds. Are you ready?
We're ready.
Go.
Did we say go?
Yeah, we said go.
Oh, here we go. Come on. Here we go. I didn't hear you say go at the beginning.
No, you're good. We'll add it on.
4. Here we go. Oh my gosh.
5. Don't forget to go give at the link.
How much time do I have left?
You have 15 seconds.
7. Oh no. We're going close. We're gonna say that was 9.
Joey, you got it, dude.
I think. Here's 11.
Give.cgvictory.org.
We got 12. Here's 13.
10 more seconds.
Here we go.
He's got it.
Oh my gosh.
15 in 30 seconds.
Woo! I think I did it.
We got to go and give now. That was awesome, man. That was super awesome. Lots of comments. Everyone saying, go, Joey, go. You killed it. You're a little red in the face, but we appreciate that so much, man. I know that you've been on.
With me, man.
What? Was I supposed to do that with you? I guess I just snaked my way out of it. My bad.
Bro, you did sneak your way out.
I'll put a minute on the clock after this and see how much I can do. How about that?
Sounds good.
All right, cool. But hey, Joey, we appreciate you so much. We appreciate the work you're doing. Thank you for giving us your time today. I know that you've been on NBC, you've been on Family Feud, you've been on a lot bigger broadcasts than AL Live. So we really appreciate you giving us your time today. Like we said, follow at Joey Kelly Trainer.
Do it.
Give.cgvictory.org. Go and give right now. He did 15 burpees in 30 seconds, which is insane. And then also, are you guys meeting up for in-person boot camps yet, or is that a little bit further away?
Yeah, so some of the Austin locations are back in person.
Okay.
Across CG Nation. Mine are not quite yet open, but hopefully in a couple of weeks, yeah.
Okay, so when they do go back live, if we're in Austin, where can we find you to get in shape?
I mean, I'm always going to be posting Joey Kelly Trainer information on that. So I have a handful of free codes. Actually, if anyone wants to try out CG for a month for free, I should have plugged this. Hit me up. I have codes to get people out to camp for free.
Joey's got codes. That should be your Instagram handle. Joey's got codes.
Joey's got codes.
Yes. All right. Hey, Joey, we appreciate you so much. Thank you for being with us today. And we will see you guys next week for another installation of AL Live.
Thanks for the opportunity. See ya.
Of course, man.